Good morning, my friends. Today I'm in the neighborhood of Bachdjerrah and I'm going to show you how to drive to Place 1er Mai, or Mayday Square, also known as Champ-de-Manoeuvres. So today, in order to drive downtown, because Champ-de-Manoeuvres is part of the city center, I'm going to take some shortcuts that I usually take when there is some traffic, okay? But just some traffic. Because when there is, when practically every main road is congested, then, you know, it's almost impossible to escape traffic, especially during rush hour. But let's discover all these so-called shortcuts. Otherwise, buses and cabs, taxis would take other roads. They would take main roads. Even, I think, even all right, for buses, it's of course, you know, it's mandatory. Buses need to take those routes in order to, because these are buses have set lines. Okay, they are bus lines. And it's illegal for them to leave those lines, to drive off those lines, while cabs, taxis, you know, prefer to take those main roads even when it's congested, because they pick up customers, okay? And here in Algeria, one of the particularities, here in Algiers especially, okay, one of the particularities of taxis is that they could pick up more than one customer. Okay, they could pick up more than one customer at the same time on the same fare. Okay, and now we have just taken this turn on the left. This turn is in fact, I mean, this road is in fact a road that goes down to the Bachdjerrah riverbed. So Bachdjerrah is a river, one of the rivers of Algiers. It has been deviated, I think. You can see those. There is a construction site here. Attention travaux. Warning: works in progress. This is the meaning of that sign. And now look. So there is a small bridge here that crosses that river. But the river itself is dry now, because they are going to build a road here in the riverbed. They are going to build a road. So the road here is temporarily rough and bumpy because of the works in progress. The road works going on here. But, you know, after they complete the road, I'm sure that the place will be really very beautiful to visit. And now, there used to be slums here, by the way, but they were all evacuated in the last 5 years. In fact, they started evacuating the area in the last 5 years, and this project itself started 5 years ago. All right. Speed bumps, and wherever you see speed bumps, this means that the area has lots of pedestrians. It's traveled by lots of pedestrians, okay? Now, and that bridge, this bridge here, right above us, is a bridge for the subway. So when the subway leaves its tunnel in Hail Badr, where we are right now, it becomes a regular train, walking in open air, running in open air. Trains don't walk. Anyways, so yes. Now we're taking the left and we're driving to Champ-de-Manoeuvres, from Bachdjerrah to Champ-de-Manoeuvres via Kouba. And this, I really appreciate this road here, because look at this. We've been driving across neighborhoods without, I mean, yes, we have been driving across neighborhoods and avoiding the main roads that usually go from one main neighborhood to another. And by the way, this area here is known as Dallas. The neighborhood is known as Dallas, and it was named after, you know, the American soap opera Dallas, because they say that, you know, only the rich live here. There is a swimming pool on the right. It's the Kouba swimming pool, and it's located in a place known as the Kouba Wood, although there is not much of that wood left, only a few trees. And now we are approaching the neighborhood of Kouba. You can already see the minaret of the mosque, of one of Cuba's main mosques, in the background on the left. And all these areas are in fact very commercially active. The stores are still closed, but you know, once they open, activity, this street would bustle with activity. Speed bumps here are not, they are gentle. They are not huge. Yet drivers have got to drive carefully, because there are lots of people who cross this road. As you can see, there is an apartment complex on the right and 100% residential area on the left, with houses. And now this is the Cuban Mosque, one of the main mosques of Cuba. And on my right you can see the stadium, the Cuba Stadium. The Omar bin Haddad Stadium, and now I'm driving on the Cuba main street. This is the central part of Cuba. If you want to go to Hussein-Dey, then you take the left, sorry, the right. And now this is the street that leads to View Cuba, or Old Cuba. We are going to take a right in the moment. In a moment. Just so. All right, there. It looks like a regular street, but in fact, it's some, you know, a very important and heavily traveled street. I've got to find a way to fix this. You know, to immobilize and fix this this camera. I mean, the camera, the phone holder, the dashboard phone holder, once and for all, because it keeps moving. If you want to go to Hussein-Dey, you take the right here too. Now, there we go. We're headed towards the Les Anasers apartment complex. If you want to go there, there is a roundabout on the right. You can turn around there and enter that apartment complex, but we're driving straight on instead. right. We are taking this magical underpass, the magical tunnel, and there is the Martyrs Memorial. I call it a magical underpass because, in fact, it's a very good shortcut to go from the eastern part of Algiers to the western, to the neighborhoods of the western part of Algiers. And before this ramp and underpass were built, we used to drive through Ruisseau, and it used to take us forever. All right, so now we are driving under the esplanade of the Martyrs Memorial. And now we are entering the neighborhood of El Madania, also known or formerly known as Salonguier or Clos Salonguier. Such a relaxing moment when you drive on these roads that are almost permanently congested on ordinary weekdays. So it's such a relaxing thing when you drive on them early in the morning. Today is Thursday, by the way, and we're in Ramadan. And well, there's hardly any traffic to be seen, any cars. There are hardly any cars to be seen going in the same direction as you. There is a stop sign here. Okay, you've got to stop. And the house you see on our right is Villa Susini, and Villa Susini was one of the torture centers that were used by French troops, by the French colonial army, in order to torture Algerians who were involved in the Algerian Liberation War. And not only fighters and militants, Algerian militants were tortured here, but also any innocent suspects. And now to go to Champ-de-Manoeuvres, we are taking the left. Sorry, the right. Okay, so we commonly call this road the El Harsha Road. The Harsha Road, in fact, Harsha Road, and the name comes from the Harsha, the Harsha Sports Complex, which is further down the road, further down this road, and not very far from Champ-de-Manoeuvres. Oh, there is a mosque over there in the background, a beautiful mosque. And in fact, I filmed it in another video when I drove from El Madania to Champ-de-Manoeuvres. Okay, so it's so sunny here. Avoid speeding when you have the sun, when you have sunlight right in front of your car, and you can't see anything. When you are dazzled by, sunlight, by direct sunlight. There are many beautiful houses around here. Colonial houses, mostly. And although the road is somewhat, or was somewhat narrow, the road, the section of the road that we have just driven through, but in fact it's very, it's heavily traveled. It's heavily traveled. There are lots of cars that take it in order to go from the city center to El Madania. And now this is the Harsha Sports Complex. Harcha, Harcha, and it has basketball stadiums and handball and volleyball stadiums, and also in fact there are fields all located in the same stadium, and it also has a swimming pool, and international volleyball, handball and basketball competitions are organized here, as well as international and national martial arts competitions. They also teach martial arts here. Okay, let's go. This is the Mohammed bin Ouzdad Street, one of the longest streets here in Algiers. And now look at this. The tricky thing here is that you need to take the first left in order to enter Champ-de-Manoeuvres, and we are already there. We're in the area of Champ-de-Manoeuvres, or Place 1er Mai, May Day Square. Avoid parking around here, okay? You can see all those no parking signs. Around us. But I guess it's safe to park here. There are no parking signs. Yet, go and find a parking spot around here. It's almost impossible, because there are lots of residents who own cars in this neighborhood, and there are also lots of people who work here. And Algiers suffers from a shortage of garages and parking spaces. And now here we are. We have arrived in Champ-de-Manoeuvres, or Place 1er Mai. There is a bus station here, a subway station over there, and well, you've just seen how to drive from Bachdjerrah to Place 1er Mai. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button in order to receive notifications on my new videos. Visit Algiers, drive safely, and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.